communities from which you have come, the learning experience of kindergarten through 12th grade is mandatory public education. In some cases, maybe private education or homeschool. But in most of your cases, this is the first time that learning is a choice. And only about 30 or so percent of Tennesseans have a bachelor degree or higher. Some people just go for the associate's degree. So this is the first time that you have made a commitment to learning for yourselves to achieve an advanced degree of the bachelor degree from Tennessee Tech University. So I want you all to take time to ponder why you're here, why you're in Cookeville, why you're in Tennessee Tech, why you chose higher education as opposed to the other options, working or traveling, or as one of your classmates chose when he was 18 to go into the military. You have many options at this time in your life, at this interval of young adulthood. So why did you choose college? What is your objective? And I'm thinking about your greater reasons for being here, but also why are you in this particular class? And why do you want to take a class called English 1010? Well, in particular, it is a required course to graduate from the university. And so the objectives that students have said in the past that their deeper reason for wanting to be here. A student said to me many years ago, a student just like yourself who's now out living in the world, said they came to this course because they lacked confidence in writing and they wanted to gain confidence in writing and not sound like blank. They said when they wrote professionally, when they sent a professional email, which is going to be one of the first assignments that we learn in this class is how to send a professional email. They wanted to sound intelligent, wise. They wanted to have some basic grasp of the written art form. And so we come to this course, English 1010, to gain confidence in our writing. And my goal here is not to tear you down as a writer, but to encourage you and to build you up and to empower you to feel more confident whenever your professional and personal life requires writing. And it will come to you both personally and professionally, that you'll learn you have these intervals and these opportunities when you really want to express yourself through writing. For the next several weeks till early December, we're going to use this time on Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning to create a virtual community, to feel connected to each other, even though we are not physically in the same place, to feel that your success is connected to your classmates' success, and that I'm here to support each and every one of you in every way that I possibly can, that you will feel empowered educationally and academically, that you will leave this course with a better grasp of the discipline of writing than you come with this morning. But it really is meant to be a supportive and nurturing environment, a learning environment where you can set aside any anxiety or fear that you might have about the grade and really get invested in the topics that we're going to be writing about things that you love, writing about things that you care about, writing about things that you are even passionate about, and that this will be an overall positive learning experience for you and for your classmates, and we will support each other in that endeavor. And while, as I said already, the grade is not the main thing, I don't think you should worry about it, because I believe that each of you will have the opportunity to earn a grade that you will consider to be a good grade, the grade of an A or the grade of a B in this course. One of the most important things in a writing course is to learn to practice academic honesty and integrity. I don't know if you guys had convocation the other day, if they went ahead and had that induction ceremony to the university, but the formal induction ceremony to the university, each freshman incoming student takes an oath of academic honesty. And in a writing course, this means that you write your own work in your own words. And when you use the words of others, you provide proper credit or attribution, that you do not plagiarize, you do not copy and paste from the internet without giving credit. I beg of you to practice academic honesty in this course. I do not want to be an academic police officer, an academic detective, or an academic FBI agent. So I therefore do not want you guys to cheat on your essays, which makes me worry, and I'll have anxiety, you'll have anxiety, it'll be awful. So just do your own writing and trust that you're good enough. That's what I want you guys to believe, is that you're good enough to pass this class on your own. You don't need any outside help, like taking, paying somebody to write your paper, I mean, I've had all the horrible experiences in teaching with this. Mr. Smith, did you know that so-and-so's girlfriend wrote all their papers this semester, Mr. Smith? And I said, no, don't tell me that. First of all, don't cheat. Second of all, don't rat on your classmates if you know that they're cheating, okay? Don't cheat, but don't rat on each other if you know that they're cheating. But you guys have the ability to pass this class on your own. You don't need any outside help. And there will be help in the workshop phase. We do a lot of workshopping in this class, so you guys will get help from me and from each other, and we'll do it collaboratively where everybody, there's no curve in this class, there's no quota, so everybody is entitled to make that A or that B. So do your writing. There'll be a lot of it. We have 5 major projects, and you have to work hard on all of them. Don't plagiarize. And remember to log into class at the appointed time on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. And you guys are going to have an amazing experience. So you were sent a survey and learning contract. Once you feel confident to answer that, please do that. And please read through the printed syllabus that was sent to you last night. I encourage you to print out a copy of that. If for some reason you're not seeing that in your email, or you need me to resend a communication or clarify anything, please do so. And at the end of since I am recording now, I'm going to keep pushing through. But at the end of the recorded portion here of the lecture that I'm saving for posterity and for you guys to refer to later on YouTube when I'll post it for you guys. But please ask any questions or clarifications that you might possibly have. If I can manage to multitask here, I will drop the survey into the chat window right now if you guys have not completed it. But basically, the learning contract is some bullet points that I've provided for you all, where you will agree to be responsible for your own work and your own success, and understand that this classroom, even though it's a freshman class, and a lot of freshman classes are like more teacher-centered than student-centered, this is a small class. This is kind of like a seminar. This is almost like a graduate studies seminar, because we're going to be working in such close proximity with our texts that we're creating, that you're going to really get to know each other. You're going to get to know me as your teacher, and we're really here to interact and support each other. So whenever you feel confident, go ahead and complete that learning survey. But that is a 5 points towards your final grade. So you want to go ahead and complete that. I'm going to give you guys the week to do that, but the sooner you do that, the better. And that will also help me get to know each other, just like we did with the go round of the room here at the beginning of the class this morning. I thank you all for sharing. I want to acknowledge a couple of things here. First thing I want to acknowledge is that Cookeville, Tennessee at one point was part of the Cherokee Nation. And I just want to acknowledge our lineage here on this beautiful land that is Tennessee. Tennessee is actually a word that means sacred gathering place, and that is the Cherokee word. So we just want to acknowledge our indigenous predecessors on this land, and to tread lightly and to be acknowledging. Just as we went around the room, we have a really lot of diversity here in this classroom, and we have a lot of diversity at Tennessee Tech. And as you got an email from Student Affairs yesterday, that means that we're going to have disagreeing views on the world. And as I'm not telling anybody anything that they don't already know, that America is a contested place. We have a very people with strong opinions on all different sides of issues. And we want this class to be a place where we can think critically, which means that we question answers and answer questions, and we also can disagree vigorously, but do so respectfully. And again, that there are no wrong questions. I don't mind going over anything, even if it's the stuff that I just, it's on the syllabus. I'll go over any detail of this class with you, and I'll help you at any point with your grade. But just keeping in mind that you have academic freedom, because it's a writing course. You guys have the freedom to be yourselves and not check yourself at the door. So your topics might show up in the paper, that are different than what your classmates are writing, and that you might get some pushback from your classmates, or you might get some pushback from me, and that's okay, because we all have the integrity, and I have the integrity of academic freedom and expertise in 25 years in the profession. So I ask that each of you really, can be both bold and respectful in doing so. And there's a great link on my website that goes over the importance of your academic freedom, the importance of my academic freedom, and the importance that we are not ashamed or afraid to disagree vigorously in the classroom, but we do so with a modicum of respect and grace for each other. So the topic that we've come to today is writing, and all you're going to be doing is writing a bunch of essays for this class. And I want to set aside the fear or the worry or the misunderstanding that this isn't going to be a class. The way I teach basic essay writing is not a class in grammar. It is not a class in paragraphing. We're going to learn all these things in the context of our subjects, but the main purpose of this course is not grammar or spelling or paragraphing or any of those things. These things will come in the context of a larger purpose. And so what is that larger purpose? The larger purpose of writing is to pay attention to the world in which you live, to tell the truth to the best of your ability, and to get free, to get liberated. And this means a lot of different things. Now, I mean, this doesn't necessarily mean, do a tour of Afghanistan, but props to the people that are coming home from those tours right now. That's been on the news a lot this week. Getting free doesn't necessarily mean owning a home, getting married, having children, being the boss of your company, though those things might be part of your definition. For the purposes of this means getting to know yourself and having the confidence to write about things that really matter to you. Okay. And I've got these ideas of writing from a famous writer called Anne Lamott. I didn't make any of this up. I have very few original thoughts. A lot of what I teach is what my teachers have taught me. I am a teacher. Who has been a learner, right? I am a teacher who has been a learner, and I have learned from my teachers, and I'm passing along to you things that I have been taught. So for me, the definition of writing is the global perspective of writing, which is to say important things about important topics. And then the local order of writing, which is your grammar, your mechanics, your spelling, that comes inside the context of writing about things that matter. So the thing that I want you to take away from today, more than anything, is that you can be passionate and care about topics and pick topics. You will always have freedom to choose your topics in this class. Now, I'm going to go over something that I was taught at the beginning of my career, and I've been using this at every semester to get the class kicked off, is the rules of writing practice. This is a technique for what is called free writing. And I'm typing that into the chat window right now, free writing. This is a writing practice, which is also known as brainstorming. It is also known as drafting. This is your first draft. So we do a practice before we begin every assignment where we just get our ideas flowing. And I'm going to teach this technique, and then I'm going to have you do like about a 7-minute version of this. So if you need to grab a pen or a paper right now, have that nearby, or you can use your device. If you're able to multitask on your device, you can do this on your computer, but go ahead and open up a Word document or a Google document if you're going to use your computer. But if you like to write longhand, no shame in using a pen and a little piece of paper. We're going to do a timed rewrite here in just a minute, using these principles, these rules of writing practice that I learned from a great writer called Natalie Goldberg. The first rule of writing practice is to keep your hand moving. So when we do a timed free write, you don't stop. You don't take a breath. You don't breathe. This is like being at the gym and you've got like a really mean coach making you do like reps on the weight machine, or you're doing those kind of those death sprints up and down the basketball court. This is like go big or go home, lay it all out, leave a pint of blood on the floor kind of practice here. You do it for a short amount of time. When you're on your own later in the semester, you can do 10-minute, 15-minute time free writes, but you do a short time, you do it by setting a time, and you just go for it. So rule number 1, keep your hand moving, or hands if you're typing. Number 2, lose control. You give yourself over to the process. The process itself will get into parts of your brain that maybe are stuck and will get unstuck by letting go. So you don't want to be am I doing it right? I don't know what the teacher wants me to say. I don't understand. What does he mean? I have no idea. Help. No, you want to push that anxiety away, that fear, and I apologize for my impersonations are all crude and rude, and I want to be a stand-up comic in my other life. I apologize if I offend anybody ever in this class. But literally, just go for it. Don't be afraid. Lose complete control. Be specific means that we don't say a word like fruit. Instead of a word like fruit, you can type into the chat window your responses. Instead of a word like fruit, we say, what do we say instead of fruit? Y'all can type them into the chat. We say orange, we say apple. Be more specific. I don't just say apple, I say golden, delicious. Okay, I don't say car. That's not specific. Car is not, what kind of car is it, Briley? Rob, what kind of car are we talking about? Tim, Lucas, Caitlin, Elizabeth, what kind of car is it? What kind of car do we got?
A Mustang.
A Mustang. What color, Briley, is that Mustang?
You know, I mean, I like the color blue, but I kind of want to go for yellow right here.
It's the yellow Mustang. And then you might want to start talking about what's under the hood. Elizabeth's got a Ford Focus. Trent is driving a Camaro. And we dial down to the most precise details that we can. That comes from with the first rule I said about what is writing is paying attention. So you got to pay attention to your surroundings. So when you use words, you can be more specific. And that doesn't necessarily mean run out and get a thesaurus, but sometimes it's going to mean run out and get a freaking thesaurus because you want to dial down and be like a laser, like, you know, with your camera, with your cell phone camera up close to the details of the world. Now, 2 master's degrees, 25 years in higher education, and I can come on here with a straight face and tell you all not to think. Now, that's not what you think it is. Obviously, we're intellectuals. We're not anti-intellectual. We cultivate life of the mind. We cultivate mindfulness even. I do a lot of mindfulness practices, you know, deep breathing, yoga, all that kind of stuff, you know, positive affirmations, anything to be mentally fit and be mentally sharp, right? But when I say in a free writing practice, what I say about don't think, rule number 4 is, I love it. It's a beat up Honda Civic with a warped front bumper. Rob, thank you very much. When I say don't think, I mean, when you're in the writing process, don't think about, am I doing it right? Don't think about what's coming next. You be completely in the moment and present, and you're typing so fast, you just forget that you're even typing. Don't worry about punctuation, spelling, and grammar. Don't worry about it right now. We worry about it later. If you're worried about it when you're drafting, you'll get stuck in the weeds and you'll slow down. You won't be able to do rule number 1, which is keep your hands moving, if you can't do rule number 5, which is don't worry about that. And I think somehow I skipped the rule. Now I've got go for the jugular. Number 6 is you're free to write the worst junk in America. So it can suck. It can suck really bad, and then it gets better over time. And then you go for the jugular. And of course, that's kind of a violence metaphor that I'm not literally asking you to be violent in your writing, but you want to have a bravery and audacity and a fearlessness to this task at hand. And we're running towards the end of the hour, so we're going to go ahead right now and ask you, we're going to do about a 6-minute free write on the topic of why am I here, which was the question that I posed at the beginning, and I'm going to set my clock to go right now. You guys write on your notebook or on your computer for 5 to 6 minutes. Why are you here? And just whatever words come to your mind, and on your mark, get set, and go.